So you have to wonder, will all the Hot Toys that are up on pre-order right now, every single one of them, go on waitlist before they get officially released? And we're going to dive into that within this episode for sure. And with the secondary market, is it... I'm getting a call. Hold on, sorry. It looks like it's the Hot Toys Wizard. Wizard, Happy New Year. Yes, same to you. I'm recording a show. You know I'm recording a show. Well, you are a wizard. Indeed. Do I want to smoke some of that? You have to wonder. So, more Star Wars announcements before the Chinese New Year. That's what you're saying? What? Let's go ahead and dive into all of this right now. All right, and welcome everyone to another episode of the Market Value Chart Show, right here at Aries Cantina, home of 6-Scale Cantina. Please go ahead and smash that like button. I so do very much appreciate your support. And hey, while you're at it, please also go ahead and subscribe to the channel. Again, thank you so much for your support. Let's get right into it. Recession-proof pre-orders. Are all the pre-orders that are up right now on Sideshow, for instance, are they all recession-proof? Are they all going to hit waitlist before they ever get officially released? How many have gone on waitlist already? Some surprises as well. Months before they're due to come out. And pulling this up onto the screen right here. This is the DX-28 Dark Lord of the Sith from the Obi-Wan series, Battle Damaged, with half a Hayden Christensen head sculpt. And when you go on the collector's edition, it already has a low stock warning. And this is one of the most highly anticipated Hot Toys action figures, I dare say, of all time. We're getting a Darth Vader with a Hayden Christensen head sculpt, battle damaged. Absolutely sensational. And it's just so epic. And because of what I've just said, that's why it was up #1 best-selling wise up in Sideshow when it came out for nearly 8 weeks in a row. 8 weeks. And even a character of this magnitude, a character as notorious as Darth Vader, perhaps, not perhaps, absolutely the most polarizing villain in cinematic history, Darth Vader. And if he's not immune to a low stock warning. No character is immune to a low stock warning. But are they? And when you look at this low stock warning here, of course you don't got it with the deluxe edition, but you do have it with the collector's edition. And I've told you the last couple of shows, especially the last show, don't let that fool you. Just like the R2-D2 from the Attack of the Clones 20th Anniversary Wave 1 also did not have a low stock warning, when the other 4 releases, including 3PO, did have it. Right when those hit waitlist, boom, he was gone. Shortly after. Anyway, are they all immune? Let me bring some stuff up here. Is Costco Reeves immune? Think about it for a minute. $270 pre-order. How about this figure right here? The Mandalorian and Grogu Chrome version, which is starting to ship out. Is it immune? How about Hunter, which has also been shipping out from the Bad Batch, still on pre-order? Is it immune from going on waitlist? Already told you the DX28 Vader is not immune. How about Clone Trooper Jesse? Wow, a lot of us are really looking forward for that. Certainly some strong rumors that that's coming very, very quickly. Hopefully before the Chinese New Year. How about this one? Fennec Shand. How many of us can't wait to get her and put her with Boba in the throne? Wow. Is she immune? And how about Rosario Dawson, Ahsoka Tano? The DX coming very, very quickly, right after the New Year, I believe, Chinese New Year. How about this Axe Woves that says pre-order on it? How about Quill? You know, Nick Nolte. This has pre-order on it. How about Quill and the Blurg? The mighty Blurg at a mighty price of $545. Are all of these pre-orders immune? Immune to an early pre-order, low stock warning, and wait list? And I say yes. But why? So what I'm hoping with this episode is that I'm able to clearly point out to you that there is a separation of certain pre-order figures from others. Particularly with the group that I just showed you and shared with you on the screen. That group is immune. And the reason why is because those were, with the exception of one, all announced in 2021. Not 2022. Not last year. 2021. And that was during the time where a lot of companies were just buying and putting in purchase orders so heavy, with so much overstock and so much extra. And you're seeing it time and time again, with so many of those figures, they're still in stock. With no sign, for most of them anyway, of getting out of stock. You know, I posed a question some months ago, and I asked the panel this, and every one of them got it right, actually. I said, which release from Hot Toys was going to go on waitlist first? The Beskar Mandalorian, which is still in stock, the deluxe or non-deluxe, or the chrome-plated Mandalorian that just came out? Think about that for a little bit. It's crazy, isn't it? Now, I don't think they got anywhere near as many of those chrome Mandos as they did the Beskar ones, especially at the price point that those chrome Mandos are. However, not to digress, the chrome Mando is part of that group from 2021. So there's going to be much more stock on that. Much more stock on this than something like this. Now, you could say, Aries, you're high. You're saying you're going to get less of this than that Mando or Quill in the Blurg? Well, in direct relation mathematically, yes. Not necessarily with the numbers, because this was number one for 8 weeks. So absolutely, I think there's way more, possibly, of these made than that. But this has a low stock warning. It's up here on the screen. And Quill in the Blurg and Mando in the Blurg and the Blurg do not have a low stock warning. And they're all coming out now. They're all out. This ain't nowhere near out yet. This particular figure that I'm showing here on the screen. But this figure, this Darth Vader GX28 that you see up here on the screen, came out in 2022, last year. Everything that came out in 2022, for the most part, is in jeopardy of getting the low stock warning, now that we've seen that it's happening with Darth Vader. It's happened with the entire Wave 1 of the Attack of the Clones. The entire wave, waitlisted, gone. KX Enforcer Droid, waitlisted, gone. Boba Fett, from the Book of Boba Fett, gone. Gone. And now you're starting to see this kind of stuff with a high-end piece like the DX28. And you have to wonder, is it possible that really everything from this figure last year, which was officially announced here at April 13th, is everyone from here on after going to hit waitlist, or have the potential to hit waitlist, even months before it gets officially released? And I say yes. So, when you're looking at these pre-orders, don't get confused that they're picking and choosing which figures go on waitlist and which ones they don't. And that there's no rhyme or reason. Again, the reason you are not seeing this hit waitlist is this was from a different time. a time from where there wasn't a real accurate forecast to the volatility of the global economy at all. This was also during that time. Hunter. This was also during that time. With Jesse. And this was also during that time. Even though it was right at the end of 2021. But right there with Fennec Shand. And this was also during that time. With Axe. It certainly was with Quill. And the Blurg. And Quill and the Blurg. And OG Mando. And the Blurg. This one here, Cosca Reeves, yes, this was 2022, but January 2022. Very early in 2022. Gosh, you go back a few days, a few dozen hours, several dozen hours, it's 2021. Is it still possible? Sure. Do I think so? I don't think so with this one. Would it shock me? No. I don't think they were going to make very many of this figure anyway. Anyway. When you're trying to evaluate or trying to cling on to a notion that the pre-orders that have been getting a low stock wording and going out, that there's no rhyme or reason. What I'm showing you here on this show is that there absolutely is a complete and total mathematical rhyme and reason. Those other ones, the reason why it's not happening, it never was going to happen anyway. Remember, when one of these gets officially announced by Hot Toys, purchase orders go in very, very quickly. They're usually completed within a couple of months or before, or within a month or so, depending on the company, depending upon the relationship between distributor, official reseller, and their official distributors, official licensed distributors, resellers, all that kind of stuff. And you put those POs in within a certain amount of time, and then it's locked in. And in these times in the past, it was very apparent, as is with so many other companies as well, with so many other collectibles and so many other items, collectibles, commodity, whatever it is. You figure out how much are on pre-order that you're going to sell, how much you're going to sell to your official resellers on top of that you sell to, comic shops, online retailers, and then how much you're also going to put in stock. There's a whole projection. And it was obviously, a lot of it was over-projected. But then last year was a rude awakening, wasn't it? And again, by the time that DX25 shook the house, shook the Hot Toys community, sent shivers down everyone's spine with the awesomeness, broke the darn internet, this did. Shout out to Master Yoda. It did. And this was the very beginning of Hot Toys not only showing you their commitment to Star Wars, their commitment to even further excellence in the future, their commitment to having a changed mechanism in every single thing that they teased, that they alluded to, that they promised on, they've been delivering on. And is it possible that during this whole time as well, when all these figures started to get released, that there was a certain window in which they would be available for pre-order? And I say yes. And that's exactly what you're seeing. It's exactly what you're seeing. Immune? Any of the ones past this? No. Not at all. Is it possible that every single one of them could go? And I say absolutely. Let's look through these. Let's go through it, baby. Have it up here on the screen as it's loading. Let's go over. Look what's up. Look what's up at the top. Chloe, Padme was #1 for like 4 weeks or so. Wow. Natalie Portman, Padme, just absolutely #1. Started out everything. Hot Toys. My goodness. Now she's #4. You're not going to stay #1 forever, especially with all this heat all competing with each other. I knew Mace would get up there. It was already #4 or 3 for how long? There he is, #2. And Obi-Wan Kenobi, #1. Obi-Wan immune? No. It's going to get a little stock boarding. It's going to go on waitlist well before it comes out. Mace, same thing. Anakin? Absolutely. Padme? No doubt. Continue to go down. Super Battle Droid? You bet your arse. DX-28? It's already happening. C-3PO? He's gone already. R2? Goodbye. Clone Pilot? Gone. Cad Bane? Yeah, he's going to be the one coming off the heels of Boba Fett from the same darn series that you could pose that Boba Fett with. Gone. He will be going. Battle Droid. Gone. The Mandalorian. Beskar. It's possible the Chrome one will go out before that one. Wouldn't that be historic? That is just crazy. Bespin Luke. Pre-order your Bespin Lukes, baby. Crosshair. Gone. Mando Luke. That's part of that group that I mentioned earlier. Not a chance in the world. On Tatooine. On Coruscant. In the galaxy. In the universe. Not a chance that hits waitlist. That was also put out during the inaccurately projected forecasting of this economy. That'll definitely get in stock. ARC, the ARF trooper? Don't even ask me that. Don't even ask me that. Clone trooper, gone. Let's continue to scroll down. 501st Legion. Going to be gone. R5-D4 Pit Droid. Going to be gone. Getting a low stock warning well before it's due to come out. Same with Cobb Vanth. Continuing to look here. Continuing to scroll, baby. Grand Inquisitor? Yes, same thing. Purge Trooper? Yes. Reva? Yes. Yeah. And whatever else we get on top of this Clone Wars Obi-Wan Kenobi, this epic Clone Wars Obi-Wan Kenobi, they're going to have the same fate. Low stock warding after a certain amount of time. Everything for the 40th anniversary for the Return of the Jedi. Everything from The Mandalorian Season 3. Everything coming out. Basically. The same thing. And as I pointed out in my last show, there's no reason to have FOMO with this. No reason at all. Because they're going to give you a window, as I mentioned, of somewhere between a month and a half to 6 months, maybe even 7 months. That's a long, say 6 months. A 3 to 6 month average is a long arse time to be able to decide what you want to do. It's not 3 to 6 hours. It's not 3 to 6 minutes. It's not 3 to 6 days. It's not 3 to 6 weeks. It's months. Stop with the FOMO. What's going on now is not fear of missing out. What's going on now with this global economy, as I pointed out in my show last week, it's fear of not being able to afford it. Fear of not being able to purchase it, to buy it, to afford it. Fear of not getting it at a discount. Fear of not being able to get it from the bargain bin. A lot of companies had the fear, too, of us going to the bargain bin, which is why you've seen the changes that you are seeing. I was getting responses last week. There's some people paying between $7 and $8 for a dozen eggs. Forget about mine at $4.66. You try to buy coffee lately? How about aluminum foil? And when you don't have as much money to be able to keep up with the inflation on the necessities that we need, you're going to take some of that expendable income that you have and you're going to start putting it into the necessities. As I pointed out in my show last week, I'm doing it. Many of you are doing it. Companies are doing it. Companies aren't even being able to sustain during this time. A company that I bought from a lot with the Black Series just went out of business very, very recently. Used to buy cases from them. They're gone. Gonna get in stock? Gonna get in stock because we want to believe that it's gonna go on sale? Oh, believe me, these companies know that you believe that they're gonna go on sale, that I believe they're gonna go on. They'll put it on sale when they want to do a promotion, when they want to throw a bone, when they want to go ahead and get in new customers. Not because they have stuff sitting in stock that's just not selling. Because it's exhausted. Who's going to buy these once the pre-order's been up for all those months? Once the low stock warning comes on and the people on the fence, the collectors on the fence, buy those up. And then it goes on wait list. And then a wait list opens and anyone who wanted it jumps on the wait list and it gets fulfilled. Who's going to buy it after then? Another 1,000 people? 2,000? 3,000? Really, where are they? Send me their names. Send them to these resellers because I'm sure they'd love to get rid of them at the retail price. You can't give them to me because they don't exist. Which is why they're not going to get in stock in the way that you think. Now, I pointed out last week, if they're going to get in stock, there's going to be a couple of scenarios why. Number one, the economy is very, very rough. Very rough. And it could take years, possibly, for it to even come out completely. Even when the economy is good, when people have to put up or shut up, once you put your little NRD down, and saying, hey, it's due to come up, or you're going to lose your NRD, a lot of collectors lose their NRD. It's going to be a lot less this time around because it's people are very, very conscientious in this economy. They know what figures that they want, but there's still going to be sometimes up to hundreds that just don't put up. What are you going to do with those couple of hundred? Or if it's 400 or 500? You're not going to put up a wait list. You're going to put it in stock. But you're putting it in stock not because you have overstock. Because now you suddenly have stock because the people who are going to buy it have backed out. But now you're talking about hundreds of pieces. Maybe 1,000 pieces. Not 5,000 pieces. Not 7,500 pieces. Not 10,000 pieces. Not any amount of pieces for us to hoo-hoo and ha-ha talk about the bargain bin. And that's great. I always look for stuff at the bargain bin. I always look for cheap deals. But the other half of me thinks it's horrible. Because it just ruins the collectability of these hot toys. Throws them down the darn toilet. As I pointed out in some shows before, and the one last week. I'm getting this boba in the throat. I'm so stoked about it. I really believe they didn't make that much of that one because it's $390 to get that. But part of me wonders if I'm going to buy that for $390, shipping, taxes, all that stuff on top of it. And if I ever needed to get out of it, I'm going to lose $100, $150, maybe $200 on it. Just like I would with my best car, Mandalorian Deluxe. There's no fun in that. It kind of sucks, actually, when you buy something and you know it's going to lose half its value right off the bat. And is it possible that Hot Toys has been changing that dynamic with what's going on right now in accordance with Sideshow and just what they're producing? Yes. Yes. Thank God. Thank goodness. Cheers. I want some darn collectability with my collectibles. No, I don't expect it to be like my 401k. Been talking about that since I started the channel. I don't want to lose my arse, though. Do you? Well, I just collect to collect. I don't care about the money. Well, you must be Rockefeller then. If you could just spend $300-$400 and you don't care if it's 3 or 4 cents. Congrats. Not for me. I know it can depreciate. I understand the game. I understand about reissues. I understand how toys goes. But coming right into it off the bat that it's always going to be that way because they print 1,003,723 of every figure, I'm exaggerating, but that's how I feel. I don't want that. Right now, with these low stock warnings and early wait lists, you have 1,000% gotten collectability back. Especially in this economy where there's only so much money to go around and collectors are really picking and choosing what it is that they're going to get. They're not going to get every darn thing. I told you in my show last week. I used to think all the time, close to getting an Iron Man, close to getting one of the Marvel figures, a Batman, a Grail Jack Sparrow, the Back to the Future figures. But once this economy really sunk in, I ain't thinking about it at all right now, as I pointed out. I can't afford it. I don't even got Boba in the throne yet. And I keep drilling it in because this is the reality that we are all living in together. Don't think that these companies don't know that. Don't kid yourself you're going to find these in the bargain bin. Could I see them getting in stock? Absolutely. I could see 1,000, I could see 1,500 collectors cancel pre-orders. The economy's that bad. They're going to get in stock. It's probably going to take a while to sell those 1,500. But it ain't going to sit in there as long as Lando, baby. It ain't going to sit in there as long as IG-11. It's not going to be in there like the Tusken Raider. Not going to happen. There is a myriad, a dozen different ways how it gets in stock, not from that way. And will they get just a little bit in stock? No, I don't see it. Because even with the recent releases, you can't even in the secondary market get rid of them for anywhere close to the retail price. Anywhere close. Let's go to some data to show you exactly what I'm talking about. Up on the screen. $206. Just back. Gosh. Just back from January 9th. So I'll say $207 for a Rex. Great seller. Nowhere close to the retail price. Nowhere close. 1917. Oh, 100% positive is that feedback. Free shipping. Local pickup. $24.95. You're going to get it shipped. People want Rex. There was a ton watching this. Bunch of bids. Let's go to more. Here's another example. Clone Wars Ahsoka. People don't want her? Well, people want her. Like crazy. Some people can't afford her. At the retail price, which is pretty reasonable, actually. But if they could pick her up for $203 with $13.45 shipping, sure. With a seller with 1,110 feedback, all 100% positive. Great seller. That's it. That's what we can afford right now because we got to take the regular retail price. We got to go buy a dozen eggs. How much are a dozen eggs by you? How much is coffee by you? How much is a pound of coffee? Half pound of coffee. How about mayonnaise? Let's go to more. You tried getting half and half lately? Let's go to some more. Here's Luke. Luke 40th, from a seller we all know. Another great seller. Ray at Hawk Wars Toys. And you all know I buy a lot from Ray. $232.49. Bidding on it. 23 watchers. 21 bids. $232.49. People looking for a deal. With 1 hour and 23 minutes left. Trying like crazy to be able to save some money. To take it so they can go get a dozen eggs. Let's go to another one. Here's another one from Hawk Wars. With only 58 minutes left. The Dark Trooper. With 42 fracking watchers. Ray again. Hawk Wars Toys. Look at that logo, baby. $160. He has 1,460 feedback now. Every time I see you there, Ray, you get more, and it's all 100% positive. I know Ray just bought another collection. I think he's got an Emperor. Some cool Grail ones going on up. Reach out to Ray if you're looking for some pieces. Comes double boxed. You get a comic book. You get a couple stickers. Highly recommended. Tell him Aries sent you. Look. Look. I could show you data upon data upon data. Is there demand for these figures? Yes. There's so much demand for these figures that are in stock at so many places, including Sideshow. There's just no money for it. So you want to get stock? You want to get stock so it's in there for a couple of months for collectors? I don't. If I own it. This is the reality in which we are living in. And even with all of these changes, for so many of us collectors, there's not much adjusting we need to do. Except to hold tight to our wallets, hold our wallets close to our vests. Make sure we budget. It's so important. Make sure we take care of the things we need to take care of first. Take care of your bills. provide for your family, provide for what you need. Make this be the very least of what you got to do, which many of us are doing. And then with the expendable income, you get what you get, and you get the things that you really, really want. And the beautiful thing about it is you're going to be holding down, I bet you so many of us in this economy, many of these figures we're going to hold on to. You're not going to see many of them up for sale. Sure, you're going to see the people out there that are buying 6 at a time, whatever they could do to get these in, to sell it, to capitalize on it, much like they do, like, for instance, Black Series figures. Oh, it's available at San Diego Comic-Con. I can't get it. It's available at New York Comic-Con. It's available here. It's available there, so on and so forth. They put it up on eBay to sell it for more. It's going to happen all day. Just like with Arena Suit Boba Fett. All day. That's part of the game. But I don't mind that part of the game if there's collectability. And certainly with Hot Toys, you get all these months anyway to decide. Again, it's not like you got 6 minutes. I got 6 minutes. I got 6 minutes. I got 6 minutes. You got 6 months. And I tell you what, half the people buying these in the bargain bin, I see them up on eBay the next month. Not all of them, but a lot of them. Why are you buying it? In some ways, I'm not saying in every way, in some ways it's better. More collectability, more value, more resale value if you ever need to resell them. And you're certainly going to get a lot more grails because they're going to be more rare. Just like that Arena Suit Boba Fett. And you are starting to see a jump. You're starting to see a spike. A slight spike. A slight resurgence within the secondary market for Star Wars Hot Toys anyway. And as we move closer to The Mandalorian Season 3, and as we get further away from the 2022 holiday season, and as we also get closer to our tax returns coming very, very soon, you're going to see that uptick continue to surge a little bit. And as you're seeing it surge, you're going to see some of these figures that have been selling on the low end of their market value chart average start selling more in the middle and more in the high end, and some of them, some of your most coveted pieces, reaching heights like they've never reached before. Breaching the $800 tier range. Breaching the $1,000 tier range. The $1,100 tier range. So on and so forth. And all while this is happening, is it possible that a lot of the figures I mentioned, the second set of figures, the figures from Bespin Luke on forward, that they will be hitting waitlist while on pre-order? And I think for a good many of them, I say yes. Yes. What uptick you talking about, Aries? Well, let's take some middle of the roads here. Some future grails. Well, let's go to some here. We'll go. Here's your Arena Suit Boba Fett. Let's go to Arena Suit. Was up, trending up again, around $500. Holiday season was coming around. Money very, very tight trying to buy gifts. Very, very rough time. Went down very low 400s. And now, you're starting to see now, as I'll pull it up onto the screen, Arena Suit Boba Fett, just back from January 13. $426. Wow. With a bunch of bids and a great seller with 100 positive feedback at 76. Let's go to more. Arena Suit Boba Fett. Sold $445 just this past week. And you're starting to see him come back up to the mid 400 range. And you have to wonder, is it possible that this Arena Suit Boba Fett will soon be back? Actually, 2 of these sold just in this past week in January. But soon to be back in the upper $400 range and breaching the $500 tier range? And I say, yes. A lot of people love this figure, baby. A lot of people love this figure. Let's go to Ray and Dia. $350, best seller, best offer, gone. Great seller, 130 feedback, all 100% positive. January 13, gone. Ray and Dia. Pulling this up on the screen. Our friend Ray from Hawk Wars Toys. He'll also tell you that things are starting to sell again now. But $385, best offer, gone. Starting to sell. Everything's starting to sell back again. Ray and Dia. January 3rd, $400. Brand new. Free shipping, but brand new. $400, $399 to be exact. Gone. Sold. Gone. Sold. Sold. Sold, baby. Let's go to more. Fett 40th, your 40th figures that were trending down. Starting to boost up. January 9th, right there on the screen. January 9th. Let's go to the original listing. $345. Ticking back up, isn't it, my friends? Ticking back up. Free shipping. Great seller. $12.78 feedback. All 100% positive. Your regular ones, Tarkin Invader, $1,000. Sold. Used. Sold. Best offer. Whatever. Right there. That's the average. Selling right at it. Seeing an uptick. Cody. Got him for a bargain for a while. Well, $390 with 16 bids and 41 frackin' watchers. Great seller, 100% feedback, 243. All positive. All positive. Maul, DX16. Sold. Gone. At $479.49. Secondary market starting to show life. Figures starting to sell. More in the middle of their market value chart average. Some of them starting to go up. And forget about Obi-Wan Deluxe and from the Revenge of the Sith. Forget about Animated Fett. Forget about your Han Solo and Chewbacca and your Han by itself and your Leia Organas. Those have been. You've been watching every market chart show. But some of the other ones that collectors are choosing, they're starting to move now. Like that 40th Fett. It's going to be very, very interesting to keep an eye on. But with so many figures that are in stock at retailers right now for Hot Toys, I've seen auctions with 30, 40, 50, 60 watchers. More than that. Just not selling near retail. Because there's just not enough money to go around. And that, my friends, is the reason why there's a very big possibility that there's just not going to be a whole lot of stock ordered to sit in stock. Because these aren't even just figures like the Tusken Raider that has been in stock for a while. I don't think I've even showed you an IG-11 auction for a while. I'm not talking about these figures they just can't get rid of. I'm talking about figures that more recently came out that are just not selling at the retail price. How many Boba with the Thrones did I show you last week at 100 less? 100 less. Stock? If so, not the way that we've been thinking. Recap from last week? Pump fakes? Faking us out? No. Will some of these get back on? Yes, due to cancellations. There will be cancellations. People getting laid off, people losing their jobs, a hard economy. There's going to be cancellations. You're going to see stock with that? Sure. These pre-orders going on waitlist early? Yes. For sure. Pulling up onto the screen. 6-scale Cantina.com. If you don't have 6-scale Cantina.com bookmarked, you may want to consider doing so. Has all the latest information on Star Wars Hot Toys, secondary market, primary market, 6-scale Cantina, Aries Cantina, the whole 9 yards. But I'm pulling this up on the screen. Go to the market value chart, see all the recent trends going up or down. Go to the biggest mover section. It's kind of been the same the last few weeks. I'm showing you a lot of things here today where there's signs that things are going to start breaking out. And I would say as early as next week. But I'm bringing this up onto the screen to show you what you can watch if you become a Cantina Insider. What's a Cantina Insider? It's if you join. If you join the channel, baby. Click on the little join button first. See everything that it comes with. If you think you get benefit from it, you may want to consider joining 6-scale Cantina. But right here's a little preview. Go to 6scalecantina.com. Checking everything in that yellow highlighted section. It gives you a sampling of everything. Look at my latest video, Mace Windu production numbers. And you have to wonder, is it possible that I have maybe some insight as to what the numbers are? And I say you can join the channel if you want to find out. Again, just click that little join button, see everything that it comes with. And I appreciate your support if you want to do that. Pulling this back up onto the screen. There it is, tomorrow, January 16th. The return of the Dark Jedi on Monday night for the new year. The premiere of 6-scale Raw. 8 o'clock tomorrow, special time, 15 minutes early. You don't want to miss that. Don't forget to book that on your calendars for sure. 6-scale Raw tomorrow. I am so excited to go live with this awesome panel that's going to be in the cantina as well. And then last but not least, little tease for a new show. You know to always look just about every Sunday for the market chart show, which you're watching right now. And that will continue every week. And you know to always look for my live show, 6 Scale Raw, on Monday nights at 8:15 p.m. Eastern, except tomorrow night, 15 minutes early, 8 p.m. But is it possible that I'll be coming out with a brand new show for 2023? And I say, Drunk on Coffee, Aries Tarrington's Drunk on Coffee show. And you absolutely want to... It's going to come out this week. I'm not going to tell you when. When it comes out, you can get drunk on coffee with me, baby. And speaking of coffee, I don't always buy coffee out. But when I do, I buy it from 6 Scale Cantina. Stay thirsty, my friends.